question. I was like, where's it? A little detail. I knew the question.
Okay, and get started. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Caldwell-West Caldwell Board of Education regular public monthly meeting. Today, Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. We hope everyone had a wonderful long Memorial Day weekend. The board met tonight in executive session at 6 o'clock p.m. in the Wilson Elementary School Faculty Lounge. The purpose of that meeting was to discuss personnel, litigation, miscellaneous, and old business matters. This meeting has been advertised and is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act and NJSA 10:4-6, also known as the Sunshine Law. The matters discussed will be made public when confidentiality is no longer required, and formal action pursuant to said discussion shall take place only at a meeting to which the public has been invited. The regular public monthly meeting is happening today at precisely 7:01 p.m. We're actually on time tonight. The Board of Education meeting is being streamed live, but all community questions and comments will be welcomed here in person. The Caldwell-West Caldwell Board of Education regular public monthly meeting is also in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act and NJSA 10:4-6, also known as the Sunshine Law. Notices have been sent to the Progress in Caldwell, New Jersey, the Star Ledger in Newark, New Jersey, and Tap Into West Essex. Notices have also been posted at the Board of Education Business Office in the Harrison School Building, Gray Street, West Caldwell, New Jersey, and have been delivered to the clerks of the Borough of Caldwell and Township of West Caldwell for posting. Brian, can you please take the roll?
Yes. Student Representative of Mandolin, Alberta. Ms. DiMartini.
Here.
Ms. Landolfi Jefferson.
Here.
Ms. Mack. Mr. Diambola.
Here.
Ms. Grosso.
Here.
So we have 4 voting members present. We have a quorum.
Terrific. Now I'd like to invite up Elsie, Adam, and David New to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Yay. Good. You can just stand right here. 1, 2, 3. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, Brian, are there any communications for the board this evening?
There were none.
Okay, then we're going to move on to the superintendent's report.
I'd like to invite Mr. Harper up to the microphone so he could introduce our future business leaders of America and recognize them for their accomplishments this year.
Thank you. Thank you all. My name is Mr. Harper. This is Mrs. Heck. We are the co-advisors for our high school's Future Business Leaders of America chapter. And we have some students this year who did wonderful things, and we wanted to recognize them officially here at the school district representing Caldwell-West Caldwell. We'll start out with our Consumer Bowl. The New Jersey High School Consumer Bowl is an educational competition on various consumer issues and topics such as consumer fraud, debt collection, cybersecurity, lemon laws, credit reporting, toy safety, and ID theft. Our team of 4, and I think they are all here. Please stand when I call your name. Oh, Anthony Drolis. Anthony's not here. Julian Fulch. Luke Sura. And Josiah Zaki. These 3 gentlemen, along with Anthony Drolis, took first place in the Essex County New Jersey Consumer Bowl competition. All right, so we want to congratulate them. Also, during the month of March, our FBLA students attended the New Jersey State FBLA Conference in Atlantic City, New Jersey, for 3 days. At the conference, they participated in professional development, networking opportunities, as well as very high, intense competitions. We took 38 students to the competition. The event had 3,900 high school students from all over the state of New Jersey. Of our 38 students, 17 medaled in their competition. So almost 50% for a school that's bringing 38. We're going up against schools that bring 300 kids, 250 kids, and almost half of our kids are medals. So they did a tremendous job and were recognized. And so Mrs. Heck is going to call some of the names of the students that were recognized or medaled at the state conference.
Thank you for this opportunity. The kids have worked really hard this year, and we're so happy to be here to recognize their efforts. Hold your applause till the end, because there were a lot of winners. So we won a lot of chapter recognitions. We won the Gold Seal Chapter Award of Merit. March of Dimes donation, we took 3rd place. We had a statewide community service challenge that we won. Business achievement awards by many of our officers. Who's Who in FBLA award held by Alexandra Lee. A gold member award for Josiah Zaki, a gold officer award for Abby Fliegler, membership challenge for Carter Kaiser, passport of progress for Ava Schott, and champion chapter that Josiah Zaki had worked on. Portia Sina was also there to sing the national anthem in front of those 3,900 people, and she did us so proud. That was amazing. To the top 10 medalists, we had these people take top 10 in their categories: Madeline Horley and Charlotte Meany, Vincent Chi, Alexandra Lee, Joe Carcillo, Portia Sina, Julian Fulch, and Mohammed Oric. 4th place in the scholarship event was Alexandra Lee. 2nd place in the scrapbook competition, Sophia Halu. 2nd place in healthcare administration, Josiah Zaki. And we had a 1st place award in an open event, which literally the kids picked that up at 7 in the morning and have to have it in by 7 that evening. Took 1st place for their service video, Joe Carcillo, Julian Fulch, Will Krusness, and Braden Shue. And 1st place also for the local chapter annual business report, which is a very impressive report of what we accomplished all year, Abby Fliegler and Josiah Zaki. Congratulations. Stand up. Take your bow.
And the students work really hard. We put a lot on them as far as the competitions and the expectations. We give them a lot of feedback. Sometimes it's not always positive feedback. Sometimes you have to tell them like you take this event more seriously, or this is great for school, but you're going up against 3,900 kids from all over the state of New Jersey, and so the competition level is very high. It can be very intense, but they really perform well. And I said this before, I think I was here 2 years ago, and I say this again. I think kids from Caldwell-West Caldwell love competing. They're competitive kids, and they don't shy away from competition, and I think that's a great thing. It's awesome. The last thing I want to say for our young people, and Mrs. Heck touched on this as well, because of all the activities we're involved in, a number of points from FBLA we have accumulated through our engagements, our challenges, and our service activities. Things like this year we did Toys for Tots. We did our Got Sneaker collection, collecting sneakers for those in need. We participate in the March of Dimes every year. We had a statewide book drive. We've collected almost 300 books. And we show our appreciation to our first responders and to our veterans. And in doing all that, because of all those activities we've been involved in, we were awarded our Champions Chapter Gold Seal for our high school, right? This is a great honor, and going forward, we are looking to find ways to have a greater impact on our community. We'd love to, if you know of any businesses, local businesses that want to work with us to help us to grow and do more in our communities, we're looking for those opportunities for our next school year. All right, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated.
Stop. We're just going to take a picture, if we could, with the FBLA, so then you guys can go home. I'm sure you have finals to start studying for and stuff. And I want to give awards to our Pledge of Allegiance family who came up. But before we do that, I just want to say to Mr. Harper and Ms. Heck, You know, we love as a board to celebrate our students. It seems like far too often we're either in like really big things, like the sports teams are champions, county, state champions, or we're doing the musicals and song and dance. I have to tell you, behind every great team is a great coach, and the both of you are awesome coaches. We're so blessed as a district to have both of you. You've given these students, you say like Caldwell kids love to compete, but there hasn't always been this outlet for our academia to compete, and you have really like taken a little small seed and grown it into a huge oak tree, and these children are the fruits of your labor hanging from it and thriving and growing. And so on behalf of the Board of Education, we want to thank both of you and really congratulate our students. You guys are awesome! Woo! Yes! So let's have the FBLA, and then we'll do and then we'll let Mr. Lincoln take over the show.
You're on.
Good.
You're on the stage.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? Welcome to Wilson School, everybody. It's so nice to see everyone who came out. I'm very excited to be up here to take a little bit of time to talk to you about this wonderful school that we are currently in. My name is Frank Lincoln, and I'm the principal here. Before I get going, I'd like to start by welcoming our board members, Dr. Conklin, Mr. McCarthy, and all of our guests. It's my honor to host tonight's Board of Education meeting. Thank you for joining us. A few years ago, I was sitting in my office as one of the vice principals at James Caldwell High School, and I got a call. It was Dr. Conklin's extension. And he's a busy guy during the workday, so if you talk to him, he doesn't mince words. But I picked up the phone, and he said, "Hey, Frank, have you thought about applying for the Wilson School job yet?" I took a minute to talk a little bit about why I hadn't thought about it yet. He said, "Maybe you should." Thus began my foray into the world of elementary education. Initially, my intention was to step up and serve the district in a time of need by taking the role of acting principal, but it didn't take long before I realized that this little school tucked away in this quiet neighborhood would be my new home. There's something special about elementary education. There's a magic here, and it's hard to find it anywhere else. And I've witnessed firsthand the profound effect that elementary educators have on the lives of the kids who walk through these halls. I consider myself lucky to play a role early on in their journey, and I'd like to say thanks to Dr. Conklin for thinking of me when this role came up. Tonight I'd like to share with you all the various ways that Wilson School embodies the values and vision of the Caldwell-West Caldwell School District. Our values and visions include academic excellence and growth mindset, wellness and balance, and community equity and inclusion. These serve as a foundation for the work that our teachers and administrators do day in and day out, and it's these values that make up the educational experience of all who attend school in this district. We'll start with academic excellence and growth mindset. What does academic excellence mean, and how does the school achieve it? Well, obviously, it's zero discipline issues and perfect test scores, right? I'll stop there. No, I'm just kidding. I believe, actually, that for a school to be excellent, it needs to take the time to find out who its students are and what they need. Excellence requires teachers who are equipped to meet their students wherever they are and to help them rise to meet their fullest potential. It's no easy task. It takes time, persistence, and dedication to the well-being of our students. In partnership with our administration, the faculty at Wilson School works tirelessly to develop a granular understanding of our students' strengths and needs. As a result, excellence has become more than just a pursuit. It's become a habit here at Wilson. I'll start us off by sharing some reading growth highlights, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but it's some really important work that's happening here around reading. But by teaching our students to be effective readers, we're giving them the means to explore the world around them. Reading unlocks many doors, both personally and professionally, and it allows students to understand their fellow human beings, their experiences, and their points of view. While there are many aspects of elementary education that are crucial, I believe that helping students grow as readers is a pursuit that not only benefits the individual, but also the collective. I also happen to be a former English teacher, so I'm slightly biased. In the interest of time, I'll just share some bookends with you tonight. At the end of the 2022-23 school year, 67.6% of our student population, that includes grades K through 5, were reading on or above grade level. As of last week, I'm incredibly proud to report that 73.8% of our students in grades K through 5 are reading on or above grade level. That 6% growth was not easy to come by, and it's a result of a strong student and teacher partnership dedicated to success. I'd like to talk a little bit about cross-curricular learning. If you take a look around, you'll quickly realize that this is not a big school. It's easy to get where you need to go or find the person you're looking for when you need them. Because of this, it has become second nature for our teachers to partner and create cross-curricular learning experiences for our students. For example, the Dream Team, Mrs. Emelo and Mrs. Gunther, worked together to create several cross-curricular activities for students combining ELA, design thinking, coding, and robotics. First, students listened to the Balloons Over Broadway picture book. Then they used the design thinking process to create their own balloons, which they attached to Dash robots. And then they used what they learned about coding to code the robots to go down a pathway, as if they were in the Macy's Day, Thanksgiving Day parade. Another cross-curricular activity developed by that dynamic duo was an end-of-novel project after reading Because of Winn-Dixie. Again, using the design thinking process, they created a map of the town in the story and then programmed their robot to travel through the town, searching for and finally finding Winn-Dixie. Professional development. One of the most rewarding parts about being in education is the degree to which learning plays a part in your life. Teachers are, by nature, lifelong learners, and the teachers at Wilson actively seek new ways to grow their practice and prepare themselves to manage the changing landscape of education. Over the course of the school year, teachers will receive learning opportunities provided by the school, which I'll talk a little bit about later, but they also seek opportunities outside of what is provided to them. This year, teachers at Wilson have sought professional learning on their own time in the areas of culturally responsive practices, coding, computer science, and how to harness the power of artificial intelligence for the benefit of our students. Moving on to our next value, wellness and balance. I must say, this was probably the hardest part for me to prepare for because I had to cut some things out. There were so many things that we do here as a school to provide wellness and balance for our students, to provide this whole child, wonderful approach that really rounds everybody out as they go through here. I had to pick in the interest of time to make sure that we got some of the really important things out here tonight. The opportunities that we offer our students are all in pursuit of helping them find their interests, their niche, and what inspires them to succeed. Now, I'm not much of a talker. I like to keep things short and to the point, so I decided to bring in some backup to help me. Thankfully, Mr. Steepold, Mrs. Haas, and Mrs. LaRuzic were willing to lend me some of their best and brightest to help talk about all the great things happening here. We're going to start with 5th grade jobs. So if Luigi and Ella, you guys could come up, please. Each year, our fifth graders have the opportunity for one of our to apply for one of our fifth grade jobs by writing a statement about why they're fit to take on the responsibility. Fifth grade jobs include making announcements, flag duty, recess cleanup, and safety patrol. I might add vice principal next year. So I have Luigi and Ella who are going to come up and share a little bit about their time in fifth grade jobs. Let's start with Luigi. Why don't you come on up?
Hi, I am Luigi Leone, a fifth grader at Wilson Elementary School. I'm here tonight to present my fifth grade job as being a flag attendant. I chose the flag activity because I wanted to learn how to honor and respect our country's flag. It's an honor to raise and lower and fold it every day. Folding the flag was my favorite because it is hard to do, but I learned how to do it the correct way. The flag needs to be folded a specific way. In the beginning it was tough to fold it and make sure it does not touch the ground. Now it is easy and we can do it quickly. I also learned that we fly the flag at half-mast if an important person died or there has been a national tragedy. Overall, having this job taught me the importance of contributing and being a part of our community.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ella Cunha, and I am a fifth grader at Wilson School. This year, I was selected to participate in sharing the morning announcements. I chose this job because I enjoy public speaking and sharing the news. I also wanted to learn how to be an even better public speaker. My favorite part of this fifth grade job was being able to inform others about all of the activities going on at school. I also liked reciting the pledge for students to follow, loved sharing student and staff birthdays, and of course enjoyed visiting Mr. Lincoln and Mrs. Karina on Tuesday mornings. I remember feeling a little bit nervous to speak over the loudspeaker at first, but I became comfortable as the weeks went on. It was important for me to remember that my turn to share announcements was every other week. Therefore, I had the challenge of remembering my schedule. This experience taught me that it is fun to try new things. It felt great to be involved in the school community.
Guys, thank you so much. Next, I'd like to talk about the time our students spend in classrooms outside of their own. So in addition to time spent with their homeroom teachers, our kids round out their experience with art, music, phys ed, media, and Spanish. I have 3 students here who are going to talk about their time in the art and music program. I'd like to bring up Julietta Rapetti, Elliot Lee, and Sarah Marriott.
Hi, my name is Julietta Rapetti, and I've been involved in the music program here at Wilson since 2nd grade. I began with the violin. I had great teachers like Mr. McCoy who helped me grow. I was able to participate in recitals and join the orchestra. This then inspired me to learn to play clarinet at last summer's enrichment camp at James Caldwell High School. Mr. Burrows helped me so much when I first started playing clarinet. When this school year rolled around, he encouraged me to join the advanced band. At first I was nervous because I was just a beginner and everyone else was more experienced. But the guidance Mr. Burrows and Mr. Chu provided me with helped me become more comfortable with playing the clarinet. My favorite part was playing with the other instruments and hearing the songs come together at band concerts. This spring, Mr. Chu recommended me to the North Jersey Music Association for the Honors Band Festival. I got to rehearse and play with band students from all over the region. The music was really challenging and was the hardest thing I've ever played. But with Mr. Chu and Mr. Burrows helping and encouraging me, I was able to play well. Throughout my time at Wilson, Mrs. Avrilla helped me to read music, keep a beat, and rhythm. She built the foundation for the instruments I would later play and is the best chorus teacher. The music program is just one of the great things Wilson provides the students with. Without it and our awesome teachers and principal, I never would have stepped out of my comfort zone. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Elliot from Wilson School. Thank you, Board of Ed and Dr. Conklin for having me speak. Here's a little bit about my experience with the music program. I chose to play the violin because my mom recommended that I play an instrument, so I decided to give it a try when I was in 2nd grade. It was really fun because I got to socialize with my friends who also played the violin, and I got to play something that I enjoyed. When the 3rd grade rolled around, when like 3rd or 4th grade rolled around, and Mr. McCoy became our music teacher, I had a really great time with him because he made the class more lively and less strict, like less, I don't know, but I would like to thank Miss Havrilla, Mr. McCoy, and and everyone else that was involved with the music program. They made me learn a lot about music and the violin, and I really enjoyed the violin because it taught me discipline and I just like playing it.
Art is one of my favorite subjects. I'm very honored that I was chosen to talk about this subject at the Board of Education meeting. These are a few questions asked about my experiences in art. First off, what did I learn as a result of taking this class? This class helps me learn to experiment new styles and helps me look at things in a different way. Secondly, how has this subject helped me enjoy my time at Wilson? This class helped me enjoy Wilson by always being fun. I always have a great time during art, and it always makes me enjoy Wilson more than I already do. Lastly, what was my favorite part of this class? My favorite part of this class was always making something new. There was never a time that I did a lot of the same things. This is something that I liked because I always had new fun challenges. Now that I've answered these questions, I will now recite a poem that I made to show my appreciation for art. This poem is called "The Subject is Art." When my class and I are going to art, I get filled with excitement and feel ready to start. Art lets me share out my talent through a pencil and a piece of paper. This subject is one that I will always savor. It lets me add beautiful colors to the boring and bland. There are so many varieties that it makes me feel like a grain of sand. This subject is always close to my heart. This subject is art.
So moving on, we're going to talk about the LEGO STEM Club, which was just started this year. I went to a meeting with all the HSA presidents from each school earlier in the school year, and the topic of a LEGO STEM Club came up. When I heard this, two things came to mind. First, the kids at Wilson will love this, and second, Ms. Zemelo will love this. I'd like to introduce two students who will talk about their time in LEGO STEM Club. Please welcome Anthony Delafave and Owen Chirico.
Hi, I'm Anthony Delafave, and I'll be sharing my Wilson experience of the LEGO STEM Club. Our time at the Wilson LEGO STEM Club in 2024 was truly unforgettable, and we are excited to share our experiences with everyone. Owen and I were thrilled to join the Wilson School LEGO Club. The decision to participate was easy for us, as it combined two of our favorite things, Legos and a STEM club. It was a dream come true for us. Our absolute favorite part was using the hubs to animate the Legos. Building and bringing our projects to life was an amazing experience for both of us. Mrs. Emelo, our wonderful library media specialist, guided us in making amazing creations. She used her exceptional photography skills to capture these precious moments in time. Later, she posted them on Seesaw for everyone to see. Now, I'll be turning things over to Owen, who will continue our presentation.
Hi, I'm Owen Chirico, and I will be continuing the LEGO STEM Club presentation. At the beginning of each session, Mrs. Emelo would give us a LEGO scenario to solve, which sparked our creativity and problem-solving skills. The lessons were great, and we learned how to code in a matter of minutes. Despite some initial challenges, like coding the wrong thing and struggling to understand the coding blocks, we learned valuable lessons. We became adept at overcoming obstacles and improving our coding skills. We also discovered the importance of working with others as a team. We each took turns fulfilling the various roles, such as building or coding. We discovered that it could be challenging to form a partnership with a new friend, but when Legos and coding are involved, we each had a common goal and were excited to work together. We were very fortunate that we had the opportunity to experience the LEGO Club at Wilson School with Mrs. Emelo. It is experiences like these that will help us prepare for the future. That is our presentation on the Wilson School LEGO Club of 2024.
Okay, and to round out our student speakers tonight, I want to talk briefly about the Geography Bee. Now, I may be oversharing here, but as someone who grew up with flags from around the world bed sheets, the Geography Bee is probably one of the coolest events that happens over the course of the school year. Not because of the obscure facts or trophies that kids walk away with at the end, but because you get to see kids get excited about learning. And there's always, as Mr. Harper pointed out, Caldwell kids like to compete. Wilson School had 3 students compete in the district-wide B, and one of ours, Joey Dillon, placed 3rd in the district, which is great. I'd like to introduce, let's give him a round of applause. I'd like to introduce Vin Dondaro, Mike Hatzidukis, and Joey Dillon. Come on up, guys.
Good evening. My name is Michael Hatzidukis, and I'm a 5th grader here at Wilson School. I recently competed in both the Wilson and District Geography Bee. I decided to get involved in this activity because last year I made it to the first round of the Geography Bee and lost. I knew that this year I knew more facts and I can make it further and make my family proud. My favorite part about the activity was going up on stage in front of the entire school and seeing everyone cheering for the contestants. That is something I will never forget. I faced a lot of challenges during the Wilson and the district-wide Geography Bee. One of the challenges was knowing all the facts because you can only know so much. Another challenge was you don't know what to expect because there's so many facts. Before the district-wide Geography Bee, I did not study as much as I should have. As a result, I got eliminated in the first round of the district Geography Bee, and I wanted to win badly. I learned that if you want something really badly, you need to work for it and practice, just like any other sport you play. I was still happy for my friends that made it further than me. Nick Marinello from Jefferson, Joey Dillon, and Vincent Dondero from Wilson. Thank you for having me here and letting me speak about my experience in the Geography Bee.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Dillon, and I'm a 5th grade student here at Wilson. I'd like to take a moment to share about my experience with the Geography Bee. I was able to become involved with the Geography Bee because when I was younger, I liked to study flags of the world. From there, I became more and more fascinated with geography. The best part of the Geography Bee was winning not only 3rd place at the Wilson Bee, but also placing in the top 3 for the whole district. I was great competing at Washington School with all the other geography superstars. The toughest challenge I faced was a 3-way tiebreaker for first in the District Bee. Thankfully, the judges didn't tell us that we were in the tiebreaker in an attempt to keep our stress level to a minimum. The experience of competing in the Geography Bee helped me grow in many ways. Not only did I learn more about geography, but I also learned how to be a good sport. Thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight and share my experience with all of you.
My name is Vincent Dondero. I am here today to talk about my time in the Geography Bee here at Wilson School. I participated 3 years in a row, in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. My favorite part about the bee was learning about new places around the world and seeing how much other people knew. I learned many different things, including statistics of countries, like how much coffee Brazil produces or the location of different lakes and rivers. A few of the questions were hard. An example is, what is the second largest mountain in the world? It's K2. I thought that was pretty interesting. Questions like that challenged me to work harder every year. It made me proud to represent Wilson for the District Bee.
Okay, and to wrap up Wellness and Balance, I'd like to ask one of our HSA co-presidents, Mrs. Cunha, to come up to talk about what our HSA does for students at Wilson. Our other co-president, Mrs. Delafave, is on an island vacation this week. I offered to Zoom her in, but she politely declined. So before I turn it over to Melissa, I would just like to acknowledge the generosity and willingness to go above and beyond and create special experiences that's demonstrated by our HSA on a regular basis. The events that these folks put together are a cornerstone of the student experience and things that kids do not forget. Come on up, Melissa.
Good evening, everybody, and what a great job our 5th graders did. I'm so proud of them. So great job, guys. So I'm Melissa Cunha. I'm one of the HSA co-presidents. As Mr. Lincoln said, my who's like my right, left hand, everything. She's on a beach in Turks and Caicos, so she couldn't be here. She deserves it, though. I've been a Wilson mom for 11 years. My son is currently at the high school. He's finishing his sophomore year, and my daughter is over there, Ella. She's finishing her 5th grade year, so I'm going to be leaving Wilson, and I'm so sad, but I won't go there yet. The tears are for promotion. So I just wanted to share a little bit. Well, there's a big list of what the HSA has done. We had a great board this year, so Meg and I could not have done it without them. Actually, Liz, our treasurer, is sitting right there supporting me tonight. So some of the things that the HSA has done. This year, we purchased new playground and recess equipment for the students to enjoy. We also are in charge of the first day school supplies for the students. We have ice cream Fridays and half-day bagels. Pumpkin Night is a big event in October that we love. Our students enjoy. Our 5th graders, they have their famous bat cave that they work so hard on. This year, and it started last year, we started dispensing Chromebook cases to students. Every student with a Chromebook got a Wilson Chromebook case. Actually, it's a Chiefs one so that it could travel with them. They got their Wilson pencils. We have Wilson apparel sales. We did, instead of our normal family fun nights that we used to have years ago, we broke it up into, we have a K through 2. We did, this year the theme was a luau dance. So the K through 2 had their luau dance. Our 3rd and 4th graders had a skate night at the Florham Park skate rink. And our 5th graders had a big Dave & Buster's event where they ate and played the video games, and that was their special event for 5th grade. We have mom and parents' nights out to raise money and funds for the school for the HSA, which everybody has been very, very generous. We host our holiday boutique every year. We do our winter plan sales. This year we also had movie nights. We divided up K through 2 and 3 through 5, grades 3 through 5, to minimize some of the chaos, right, Mr. Lincoln? Our Fun at Lunch programs this year were awesome. We had a magician come out. We had a DJ. We had the local yoga studio, Indigo Yoga, came one Friday. And we also had All for Dance, which was a lot of fun for the kids to enjoy. We host our book fair. And we, after speaking with Mr. Lincoln, we started the STEM program. And Mrs. Emilo over there was great. We had great feedback from all the kids who participated, as you can see, from what Anthony and Owen shared. We hosted a talent show. This year, our talent show was incredible. I think we had more acts than we ever had. I think we had something like 25 acts. It was a long night of talent, and our 5th graders also emceed. We got everybody involved in some way who wanted to be involved. Teacher Appreciation Week was a hit. I mean, our moms, I mean, they went to local businesses. People donated. Each teacher and staff member got to pick a nice basket. We had so many baskets for them to pick, so that was awesome at the culmination, the end of the week. We assist our gym teacher with field day. We host, actually this Friday will be our end of the year carnival, where we have a ton of blow-ups and things. We have a dunk tank that we're hoping that Mr. Lincoln and some other great staff members will participate in, right? He did last year, it was awesome. And of course, we have our hospitality committee. They're awesome. They just kind of help us out with back to school night, and they help us out with field day. Sunshine committee, we do for birthdays and any kind of staff special event. Our green committee, we did a great Earth Day activity. The kids planted trees. We do the kindergarten welcome back bags. The kindergartners come through, they get their first Wilson t-shirt, they get a pencil, and we have a really cool rock garden in the front of our school where each new kindergartner gets a rock and they paint it and then they put it in our garden. So it's special. It's like we welcome them into our school. And then for fifth grade, their big events have been coming up. Our trip is tomorrow, so we do t-shirts, we do graduation lawn signs, the car wash, the Bat Cave, Chiefs Apparel, the pool party, yearbook, and of course promotion. So that's a little bit about what we do, and it's our pleasure, and I thank any parent sitting in here who's helped us, so we're very appreciative, so thank you. Thank you.
That's just a little bit about the HSA there. They do so much, it's really the best. Okay, so going on for a bit here, so I just want to cover our last core value and vision here, but it's incredibly important work that we're doing, but community equity and inclusion. So tonight I want to talk about the way that we foster that value here at Wilson School. Education is a people business, which is what I love so much about it. It brings folks together in pursuit of a shared goal, the growth and development of our students into productive members of society. Without being mindful of the different experiences and perspectives that people bring to the table, we miss out on a crucial opportunity to foster growth among our students. One way that we foster community equity and inclusion or embody this value here at Wilson is through our Heritage Month and Spotlight texts. At Wilson, each month, we incorporate texts designed to teach our students about the different heritages or lived experiences of our fellow Americans. Teachers read and discuss these texts with their students, and many times our kids are excited to share their own stories and experiences with their classmates. Teacher learning teams. I'm lucky to work at a school with so many teachers willing to step up and lead in the learning of their colleagues. One way that this happens at Wilson comes in the form of TLTs or teacher learning teams. These meetings vary in their content, but this year, in conjunction with our comprehensive equity plan, two of our own, Mrs. Campisi and Ms. Lang, have led multiple TLT sessions designed to foster culturally responsive practices, as well as best practice in addressing challenging situations that may arise in an elementary classroom. Our deliberate and proactive approach is a testament to our dedication to this value. Finally, community building with faculty, students, and families. As a principal of Wilson School, I'm always on the lookout for opportunities to share the right message with our kids. Part of how we do that is by catching kids doing the right thing. Wilson School celebrates these good acts by giving out gotcha awards meant to acknowledge the acts of sportsmanship, tolerance, appreciation, respect, friendship, integrity, or helpfulness. These awards are pulled every Friday noon, and an announcement is made so the whole school gets to celebrate the good choices made by our students. You should see the kindergartners when they get one of these. It's awesome. They fly around the corner, and they're very excited. Fifth graders are a little bit cooler, but everybody's still happy to get one. Another way we spread this message is by bringing in different programs. So we had the New Jersey Devils and Omega Man come to Wilson School, and during these presentations, students tried to score a goal on the New Jersey Devils mascot. Omega Man bent a steel rod in his teeth, but both presentations also took time to discuss the importance of making good choices and treating one's classmates with dignity and respect. And the final piece of the puzzle as it relates to community building comes in the form of partnering with families. This year, each grade level team facilitated multiple opportunities for families to come together with their kids in the classroom and engage in a learning activity. Parents left with a smile even if their kid did beat them in one of the math games they played while in class. Okay, that's it. This is our last slide. Thank you, everyone. I could go on, but I know there's some important business to take care of tonight. Before I wrap up, I'd like to thank Dr. Conklin, the Board of Ed, and everyone here for this opportunity to show off a little bit about the great things that we do here day in and day out. I'd also like to thank our student presenters who very bravely came up here to speak. They all did a wonderful job. I'm going to give them a round of applause one more time. I printed copies of everybody's statement. I didn't have to hand one out. Everybody brought their own. It just shows you the way we do things here. Okay, lastly, I want to take this opportunity to wish everyone a healthy and happy conclusion to the school year. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the president's report, which will be committee meeting minutes this evening. So let's start. Maurice, you ready? Let's do policy. We have all committee reports this evening, so we're full in.
The policy committee met on May 14th. Present at the meeting were Dr. Conklin, Mr. McCarthy, committee chair Terry DeMartini Greenlee, and myself. The committee reviewed and discussed several policy and regulation updates to athletic policies and regulations for concussion protocols and sportsmanship, bilingual education, and vandalism, and policy updates for professional ethics and student organizations.
Great. Any questions or comments from the board? No? Okay, Terry, curriculum and technology.
It's very tough to follow all those students.
Oh, I
after
know.
all that. I'm like, wow.
They were fantastic.
Take a deep breath and kind of take them with me. So the curriculum and technology committee met on May 10th via Google Meet, and it was Dr. Conklin, Ms. Landolfi Jefferson, Ms. Jacobs, Ms. Jones, and we were also joined in the beginning by Ms. Lisa Blackman. And one of the first things that we actually talked about during the meeting was our college counselor who joined us this year, Ms. Patia, and we spoke about all the work that has been done in the guidance department. Just to give everyone a little bit of an update of the great gains that have been made there. 12th grade students had meetings with Ms. Patia to assist students with refining their list of colleges and to apply to work on completing their applications and also putting together their self-reported academic records. Over 50 students, seniors, had an appointment with her during the first semester, and then in the second semester, her availability also opened up to 11th grade students, so that's pretty exciting. Also for our 11th grade students, we are offering classroom lessons in their health classes starting in May, where they will basically start resume building workshops so that they will be exposed to how to complete them, and that has all been starting too, which is very exciting. She has also began planning a pilot program for next year, which will focus on 11th grade students, so current 10th graders, who identify as first generation college students. So this program will span the academic year and expose those students who did not attend college to increase their exposure to post-graduation opportunities. So those were all the updates that Ms. Blackman gave to us. And then we moved on to discussing student learning and growth highlights. And Ms. Caitlin Jones gave us an overview that the percentage of Caldwell-West Caldwell grades 1 to 6 students who are on reading level or above has increased by 23% since the pandemic, which is pretty exciting. We then reviewed the elementary NJSLA scores that came in, and the percentage of 5th grade students who demonstrated math proficiency, see I needed those students here, in 2023 has exceeded students' pre-academic performance. Wilson exceeded standard for growth expectations in both ELA and math and succeeded in meeting targets for achievement in both of those categories as well. So congratulations. Jefferson School successfully met the standards for growth in both ELA and math. Again, major congrats to everyone. Lincoln as well met the standards for growth in both ELA and math as well as Washington schools. So big congrats to everyone for doing lots of hard work. At our secondary level, we discussed GCMS students met the target for proficiency in both ELA and math, as well as our JCHS 9th graders. And then finally, we discussed an NJ GPA acceleration program, which was a new initiative this year, which identified students who were in danger of failing the NJ GPA. And those students received high impact tutoring, and of them, 100% of them consistently participated, which resulted in passing of the test. So we're very proud of them and the work of the staff who helped out with that. So that was it.
Great, thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? No? Okay, Chris, personnel.
The Personnel Committee met virtually on May 13th. In attendance were myself, Ms. Mack, Dr. Conklin, and Mr. McCarthy. During this meeting, the committee reviewed our open positions for the 24-25 school year, stipend positions, any reappointments or reassignments to staff, and the superintendent also provided updates on our ongoing negotiations.
Great.
And that was it.
Questions or comments from the board? Nope. Okay, final one is me this evening because Danielle's not here. So Finance and Facilities, we met on May 20th from 5 to 6 p.m. at Wilson School. Board committee members present were myself and Ms. Mack, as well as Dr. Conklin and our business administrator, Brian McCarthy. The committee reviewed all the finance and facility agenda items. They included the NJ High Impact Tutoring Grant Award of $114,971, which you'll see on the agenda this evening. The awarded funds will be used to buy licenses from Varsity Tutors to provide virtual tutoring for our MLs, our multilingual learners, and give us 24/7 on-demand tutoring for all CWC students through 2030. Okay, the partnership includes access to virtual college and career courses and college essay coaching and supports. There's going to be a one-year contract that was awarded to Mascios, and it will be renewed annually for the next 3 years. We'll be purchasing a wheelchair bus to add to our fleet of buses. The district was in need of an additional vehicle with wheelchair accessibility. We transport multiple students out of district who utilized wheelchairs, so this will be helpful to us. We also purchased for our maintenance fleet a dump truck with equipment, a stainless steel dump body purchase that'll going to be placed on the vehicle to prevent corrosive properties from the winter salt spreading. And the Harrison School project. So if you haven't had a chance to pass by Harrison School, it is moving along beautifully. We have a shared services meeting in June, so the board will be able to update the community after that. But according to the Township of West Caldwell, who's doing the project, they're hoping it'll be done in July and ready for usage in September. It certainly seems to be going very well. Once that project is completely complete, we will be paving the Harrison School parking lot. And the committee, Finance and Facilities Committee is actually going to meet this Monday, June 3rd, with the architect, FKA, to go over the plans for the referendum. We got a few things from them this evening. Finance and Facilities Committee wasn't fully satisfied with what we received, so the architect will be coming in to meet with us on Monday, and then hopefully after that we'll at least be able to provide an update to the community on the referendum. We're just not able to do that at this time. And that'll be that for committee reports. Any questions or comments from the board? No. Okay. All right, then let's move on to an approval of minutes. So can I have an motion to approve minutes?
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, and can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Brian, whenever you're ready, if you could please take the roll.
Yes. Ms. DiMartini.
Yes.
Ms. Landolfi Jefferson.
Yes.
Mr. Diambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
4-0, motion carried.
Okay, now we're going to move to public comments on agenda items only. Public comments shall be governed by the following. The participant must be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface comments by an announcement of their name and address. Statements are to be limited to 3 minutes duration. Participant may speak no more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard, and all statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. Boards use the public comment period of the meeting as an opportunity to listen to citizen concerns but not to debate issues or enter into a question and answer session or a cross-examination between the public and individual members. Be aware that not all issues brought before the board this evening will be resolved. Boards may respond to the public comment by seeking additional information or by delegating the authority to investigate the issue to the superintendent or his designee. The presiding officer may interrupt, warn, or terminate a participant's comments if they exceed the allotted time or are objectively obscene. Participants may be civilly liable for any obscene, defamatory, or slanderous statements made during public comment. Would anybody like to get up to address the board on any items on the agenda? Elisa and Karen, if you want to get up and address the board, it's fine if you have to leave. I know you have something to say about the Education Foundation, so if you'd like to get up, we're going to make an exception. I don't think anybody will mind. Elisa and Karen came all the way up, and we know they have very busy schedules, so we want them to be able to. We went a little longer than we were thinking in the beginning, so.
Noted.
Noted.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name's Elise Glennon. What is the other part of the order? 47 Gould Place, Caldwell. I am a parent of 4 children that have been through the school or are still in the school. I've been part of this district for 18 years. 3 more to go, and thrilled to be here tonight to talk a little bit about the Caldwell Classic. So thank you for the opportunity to be here. When Mary Campion and Tracy Marsh, the chair people of the Caldwell-West Caldwell Education Foundation, asked me to be the chair of the 5K. I was thrilled, but I needed a co-chair who is sitting here. She likes to go unnamed as co-chair. She's like background co-chair. She'll introduce herself in a minute. We'll tag team up here. But one of the things they said to me was we'd really like to get the younger families involved and get the elementary schools more involved. So I immediately called my younger sister, and she got together there were probably 20 people on the committee now for what is now known as the Caldwell Classic. And this group really came together last year to try to change some things to get more community members involved. We added a DJ, we added a fun run, we added a packet pickup at every elementary school. We changed the name. It used to be called the Caldwell-West Caldwell Education Foundation Run for Education. So we really wanted to change the name and make it a community-wide event. And we're thrilled and kind of proud that we feel like it really has become that. It was always, but this year, Karen's going to share the numbers. It was over and above, over the top. Mr. Lincoln earlier talked about the kids being competitive. Well, I would like to say I think the parents, the HSAs, and the principals are pretty competitive as well. Lincoln did come away with the trophy this year again for the highest % participation of students, but Washington School came in very close second. Both of those schools had over 30% of their student population participate in the event this year, which is pretty tremendous. We were thrilled to see that. We also had tremendous support from the district. from Brian. We've never met in person. Hello, I'm Elise. We've emailed, we've talked. It's so great to see you. Superintendent Conklin, thank you so much for showing up bright and early that morning with the trophy that we had forgotten to grab from Lincoln School. Across the board, this board, to the principals, to the teachers who really came out, the teachers, Erica Brock and the other teachers who handled all the food. Chris and Bob and the James Caldwell High School maintenance crew, Mr. Devlin and Mr. Romano from JCHS. Karen and I met with them a couple of times leading up to the event, phone calls, emails to make sure everything would be running smoothly over there at the high school. And even Laura Bambrick, who works in the district office in transportation, realizing a couple days before that there were 4 away games and buses would be coming onto the site. So she managed that transportation to make sure that it wouldn't impact the event. It truly was a community-wide event, and we're really, really grateful. Karen, will you join me?
So, hello everyone, I'm Karen Brown. I live at 35 Cedars Road, and I don't have any children in the school district right now. They both graduated, but you know, once a chief, always a chief, so I'm always here to help. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the numbers that support what happened during the event, and Madeline Brown may have shared some of these with you already, but I want to say them again because it really speaks to what Elise just talked about, the community coming together. So, we had 30 sponsors, which totals about $21,000, and that includes $2,000 from the Rotary dollar per mile promotion that we did. That was the first time we did that this year. We also had 20 family sponsors that generated about $2,500 in donations. Our registrations fees were over $22,000. We had 779 registrants, 175 for the fun run and 605 for the actual 5K. And last year I don't want to say we only had, but we only had 475. So this was a 64% increase. That's phenomenal, and it goes to exactly all those things that Elise talked about. You know, the schools being involved, the packet drop-offs, all of those things, just really building that camaraderie in town. So in all, the total that was raised this year was a little over $46,000, and we came close to that in 2016 with a little over $43,000. So no pressure. We think next year $50,000. What do you think, right? I think we can do it. So thank you for the opportunity to help out. We had a lot of fun. A few other things we wanted to mention too, and I think this just speaks a little bit about these two towns. A lot of the sponsors are actually graduates from the school system, right? So you have Dr. Kelly Josephson, she was a sponsor, Dr. Rob Masella, Garrett Jones, who's the mayor of Caldwell. You know, all these people, regardless of how many years they're out of school, they continue to give back, and that just strengthens the community. Yeah. So, did I miss anybody?
I love it. The last thing we want to say is we're thrilled to be passing the torch to Terry DiMartini Greenlee, and we'll be here to support you, Terry, but thank you for taking over for next year.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Can I just say something?
Yes, go.
I just want to say, I mean, Karen and Elise are truly phenomenal, and they really should have also gotten up there and just bragged about themselves, because they are just the heart and soul behind so much of this event and their organization of everyone. And you know, people on the day of the race that were volunteering, they were all just talking about how much fun it was, and that people kept coming back because it's so much fun. So thank you for making it so much fun for all of us and making it just such a wonderful celebration of Caldwell. So thank you both.
One more round of applause for them. Okay, now we're going to move on to our business. This is a voting meeting, so we'll take it away. Curriculum and technology.
Upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, motion to approve items A through J under curriculum and technology on this evening's budget.
Agenda, yeah. Yep.
Okay,
that's okay. That's all right.
I really did need those students.
That's okay. We're tired. It was a long Memorial Day weekend. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Marisa. Brian, whenever you're ready, if you could please take the roll.
Yes. Ms. DiMartini.
Yes.
Mrs. Landolfi Jefferson.
Yes.
Mr. Diambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
4-0, motion carried.
Okay, and we're going to move on now to personnel, please.
Personnel. On the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, a motion to approve items A through S under certificated staff and items A through J under non-certificated staff.
Okay, and can I have a second, please?
I'll second.
And Brian, whenever you're ready.
Yes. Ms. DiMartini.
Yes.
Ms. Landolfi Jefferson.
Yes.
Mr. Diambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
4-0, motion carried.
Okay, finance and facilities.
All right, I'll take
Mr.
that.
Diambola is going to take that
take
from
that
Ms.
one,
Mack
too.
this evening.
Upon recommendation of the superintendent of schools, motion to approve items A through U under finance, but tabling the transportation contracts, item J,
Yes.
under finance, and items A and B under facilities on this evening's agenda.
Yep, and can I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Brian, if you could please take the roll.
Yes. Ms. DiMartini.
Yes.
Ms. Landolfi Jefferson.
Yes.
Mr. Diambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
4-0, motion carried.
And then Marisa, policy, please.
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, motion to approve items A and B under policy on this evening's agenda.
And a second, please.
I will second it.
And then Brian, whenever you're ready.
Yes. Ms. DiMartini.
Yes.
Ms. Landolfi Jefferson.
Yes.
Mr. Diambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
4-0, motion carried.
Okay, now we'll move on to public comments on anything on or off the agenda. I'm not going to read our whole public comment. Everybody knows the rules. One bite, everybody knows the rules. No, Dave Portnoy's not coming out. But we all know the rules in here. Everyone's going to be respectful. We are all a nice, quiet group. So does anyone want to come up and talk to the board about anything on or off the agenda this evening? Yeah, Mr. Steve Bull.
My name's Scott Steve Bold. I'm a Wilson School 5th grade teacher. My address is 21 Marion Road in Verona. But I'm still here just on behalf of myself and the other educators here. First, congratulations to the 5th graders who spoke tonight. What an honor and a privilege it was to listen to them come up behind the microphone, preparing their own speeches on their own to stand up in front of you and share their thoughts and jobs and what they love about Wilson School. So congratulations to them. Special thanks to all parents and our HSA. We are beyond fortunate to have parents who volunteer their time for the students and the teachers, and they're very generous with their money. The programs that they provide our students, second to none. So special thanks to them. I am privileged to be a member of the staff here. The other teachers, educators, and staff members are exceptional in what they do, in their preparation, in their dedication and commitment to the learning process and the educational process of all students. So congratulations to those that are still here and those that aren't here. Please know that we thank them. I'm beyond privileged to be just a small piece of that staff. And then lastly, although I don't know when your next meeting is, I probably won't be there. Just don't be disappointed. But I want to thank Marilyn Havrilla for her time and dedication to our school and the children as she embarks on her last month in Caldwell-West Caldwell. She's been a blessing to the students and the staff. So Marilyn, thank you for all you've done, and we wish you all the best in your retirement in a month from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Steve. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else? Let me get up. We're good? Yes? Okay. Okay, sounds good. All right, so before we make a motion to go back into executive session, I want to remind everyone our meetings next month are the 17th and the 24th. We'll be back at the high school where we began. We're full circle here. And we have a lot of great activities coming up. Tomorrow is the Academic Awards Banquet. A lot of positive, great things going on. We have promotions coming up. So that's it. We hope you all join us at the high school on the 17th. That being said, can I have a motion to exit public session at 8:08 p.m. and enter executive session?
I'll make a motion.
And a second, please.
I will second it.
Brian?
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All against, no. Any abstentions? Motion carried.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Have a good rest of your week.